Today I will be sharing with you the history of Hungary in the 20th century. Hungary is a great country full of culture and history, but today we will focus on the historical part. So, history of Hungary in the 20th century, and hope you enjoy. Hungary's history is varied and different. This is shown by the 10 national flags we are showing on the screen right now. The flags are made to represent changes in government and outside influences of which the country went through in the 20th century.
This movie is not trying to offend anyone or anyone's nation. Thank you for understanding. Enjoy the video.
There was a time of peace between 1884 and the First World War. Austro-Hungary was a monarchy ruled by Franz Joseph, the emperor. These would be the last peaceful years for a very long time. Hungary prospered and its economy grew in strength. This was also the time for scientific inventions, for example the electric train, discovered by Kandor Kálmán in 1913. The first major event that affected Austro-Hungary was the start of World War I, which happened in June 1914. This whole chain of events started when a Serb nationalist called Gavrilo Princip shot Franz Ferdinand, Archduke of Austro-Hungary, and his wife Sophie dead. As the war progressed, we fought in many key battles across southern Europe. The Central Powers lost the war. The Austro-Hungarian Empire collapsed. The nations in the empire claimed independence. Hungary lost 66% of its land and 50% of its population, and 30% of Hungarians were left outside the new border. In 1919, Kun Béla seized power and ruled with his Communist Party for 133 days. But then Czechoslovak forces invaded Budapest and gave power back to Admiral Horthy Miklós. He was famous for always riding on a white horse. Horthy and his government's main objective is to regain lost territory. His ideas match with Hitler's and they become allies with Nazi Germany. After the Munich Agreement, Hungary regained Transylvania and other territories where the majority of the population is Hungarian. Hungary joins World War II in hopes of territorial gains. In the final stages of the war, Hungary considers severing ties with Nazi Germany, the only country left in the Axis powers. But Hungarian Nazi groups seize control and continue to fight one more year. Soviet forces drive the Nazis out and stay until 1956. One of Hungary's greatest successes ever was our football team in the 1950s, led by Puskás Ferenc, who is arguably the best football player of all time. He set a record which was 100 goals in 92 games, which was only broken very recently by Lionel Messi in 2014. In 1953, we beat England 6-3 in Wembley Stadium. This was our best success ever in football. Communists maintained power under Soviet occupation, nationalizing industry and agriculture, and they ruled by terror. In 1956, there was a big revolution against Soviet rule. The new Hungarian government orders the Soviet Union to leave. They hope for international support. But after some hesitation, the USSR returned with tanks and crushed the revolutionaries. The new government, led by Kadar, shortly introduces freedom into economy and everyday life. Meanwhile, the Soviets ordered their Eastern European allies to invade and occupy Czechoslovakia to prevent their move toward independence. Hungary also participated. Hungary becomes the most liberal country in the Eastern Bloc, and with its high living standards and more freedom than any other country. Then Hungary opened its borders first to the west, and many East Germans were able to escape to West Germany through Austria and Hungary. On 1991, July the 19th, the last Soviet soldier left Hungary because of the 1956 revolution had nearly bankrupted the Soviet Union. They left on 10,000 trains, 50,000 soldiers went, 35,000 armored cars, and 27,000 tanks. This was the first time since 1944 that Hungary was not occupied by another country formally. We were free, and now things just might get better. In 1999, Hungary joined NATO, the North American Treaty Organization, and we finally started talks about entering into the EU. This began in 2000. After joining NATO, we had to look at our internal affairs. So we had our first proper election since 1944. The Fidesz party won and Orbán Viktor became prime minister.